Hello and welcome, Steve Heffron from the Healthy Back Institute, and I'm here again with another one of our gardening series. Today I'm going to talk about soil condition and how the condition of the soil actually affects the way the plants grow, and we can correlate to that to the way the imbalances in our own physiology and how we would actually begin to improve the imbalances in our own physiology to help improvement in the healing process. So again, I trucked all this dirt in here. I wheelbarrowed it from the front yard into the back, thinking that I had nice, good topsoil, but unfortunately, the first year that I did this, I had a very unproductive crop. So I began to think that there was something wrong with the soil. So I actually identified or found a company that tests the soil. It tests for pH, it tests for mineral content, it tests for the type of soil. And in doing so, I was able to identify that my pH was a little high and I was missing some key nutrients in the soil. I also identified a particular, what type of soil my soil was. And let me get to it right here. And they have this neat little chart. I'll just show it right here. You can see my soil was a sandy loam. Well, that's fine, except that if you don't realize that a sandy loam soil doesn't hold nutrient and doesn't hold water, that you might have to adjust the way you're gardening. So in identifying the pH of the soil and some mineral deficiencies, I was able to have this year I was able to have a much more productive garden. So one of the other thing that they do in this process of identifying imbalances in the soil is they tell you, based on what type of crop you want to do, recommended types of fertilizers. And we'll get that in. We'll talk about the fertilizers and the herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides that I use. Again, all natural, all organic type stuff. But one of the things that I did was followed their recommendation, tilled in the elemental phosphorus to lower the pH, and as you can see, I'm having a much better result this year. The next thing I did is, knowing that I had a sandy loam, I was able to get some additional soil by adding some clay type soil. And again, we've conditioned the soil to be a little bit more balanced. And again, the results are evident. One secret thing that I've done throughout the season, actually 2 seasons now, is that my wife likes to have fires every night. And one of the things that you have to do with the fire is empty the fireplace or get rid of some of the ashes. And so I had been throwing them in the back, and then once I utilized the garden, I started putting the ashes. And you can see, just for example, some of the ash that came out of the fireplace. Now some of it is in chunks like this, but again, a lot of it is in simple dust or powder form. But again, ash is pure carbon. And again, it's made a tremendous difference, I feel, in the production and the results in the garden. I'm Steve Heffron. Until next time, take care.